Welcome to D&R Dialogue Talk Show, where we have meaningful conversations on life, business, relationship, and personal growth. I am your host, Detolu, and I'm joined on today's episode with
Rocky Bat. Today, our topic is generational gap. Let's explore, share our thoughts, and also learn from each other.
we'll be talking about the parental influences on the life choices of their children. From childbirth, our parents have always influenced our decisions, from how we dress to, as a guy now, they'll tell you you cannot barb this kind of like hairstyle, you cannot go to certain places, and a lot of other things. They've always been the one deciding things for us. So they are used to it to the extent that when it is time for us to make basic life decisions, they still want to influence it one way or the other. For instance, now let me make a personal example. My sister is in the medicine field, and that is because my mom is also in the medicine field. From childbirth, I've always been calling her doctor, doctor, doctor. So she has been programmed to think that that is what she's supposed to become. Even now that I'm thinking about it, I can't even say I do anything else because that is what we have labeled her from childbirth. We've influenced her career path already. So can you think of a time when the choices of your parents have influenced you or conflicted with your own personal choices?
Well, the one I can really remember was when I finished my secondary school. I told my parents I would like to study at University of Sokoto or University of Maduguri, like just go far away from home. And my parents were really concerned about the safety and distance. So, well, I ended up studying here in Lagos. Let's say 2 to 3 weeks ago, we were actually discussing about my posting. I told them that I would like to go to Katsina or Kano or Delta State. Yeah. But my mom was like, hey, how many children did she give birth to that? She will never allow me. So it's really tough balancing their own concern with my own expectation. So do you think parents influences their children's decision based on societal expectation, like norms?
Yeah. I think we are all a product of our environment. Societal expectation is, I believe, is one of the major reasons why parents try to enforce their decisions on their children. We are mostly a product of our environment. I don't know if you saw this video. There was this video that trended one time where a teacher was asking pupils what they want to become when they grow up, and someone saying Amotekun or there. Did you see that video?
Mm.
So the teacher was so this is yes it is. The teacher was asking the pupils that what they want to become. Someone said Amotekun, one said Olopa, one said POS, NEPA. All those kind of very I don't okay, every field is respectable, but all those kind of things that you will not expect to hear from them. Are those children making such decisions? Because that is what they are seeing in their environment. So I think our society influence our life choices. So I think that is the same thing for parents as well. Also, another thing why I think why parents like to influence our decisions is because it's something they say old habits die hard, which means it's something that you have been doing for a long time. So it is very hard for them to change. For instance, in the olden times, if your father is a farmer, you are expected to be a farmer as well. If in a family, if they are hunters, everybody in that line is going to be an hunter as well. So I think all those kind of things is what influence make parents to influence our choices. Another thing I can say again is, you know, with civilization and everything, it now making it looks like some career paths are more respectable. Like if you say if your child now say you want to go to school to study theater arts, what would be your response?
I'll be like, what about doctor, lawyer? Like,
You
how do you
see,
go?
you see. So because some parts are seen as very respectable, that's why parents will try to influence the decisions of their children. Like me, I wanted to study arts. Mom was like, "We are going to school to go and learn how to draw." It does not make sense to her. It was my dad that was not like, "Okay, let's give him a chance." So I think these are the reasons why parents usually do those things that they do. Let me ask you, instead of okay, if it let's use the example I made of you telling your child, how do you think your child will feel if you tell him or her how to study what he wants to study?
Well, my child will be like, why will you say that I should not study the course
Yeah,
I wanted
exactly.
to study?
The initial response would be for us to question our parental decision. How do you think parents can approach their children in influencing the decisions? How because they like to enforce you're not doing this and that is it. So how do you think parents of now, we aspiring parents and the likes, can do better to influence our decisions of our children?
Well, open communication and guidance, counseling, and also providing enough adequate resources to them, and also exploring different career opportunities and telling them the pros and cons, not really dictating for them that they
Yeah,
should go into that or
field.
particular field.
Mm. I think I agree with you.
So, Ditolo, at what point do you think that children can actually stand their ground in choosing their life partners and also career paths?
Mm. I think children always think that they say parents know best, but children also sometimes think that we know best. I think a time where we can stand our ground is, for instance, going to school, starting from career. Every child knows what they want to do. Parents are monitoring us, but we by ourselves, we know the things that we want to do. So why there's conflict of choices between parent and children is because nobody wants to agree for themselves. So when you as a child want to voice your opinion, it's always come as if you are being rude because they'll say no if you say this is what I want to do, done. So we should make them understand that this is something that we are passionate about. This is something that we know we will be good at. You understand? That's why you see some people, they will go to school, study law, they will come back, they'll carry certificates and give the parents that this is what you wanted, and they will go
And
back
I've
and
done it.
study. So I think there should be proper communication, like clear communication. I think you mentioned something like that earlier. So
Mm-mm.
when a child is trying to state their opinion, they should do it calmly and make their parents see reasons why they want to do what they want to do. Most times it might not always be the best solution. Some parents are very adamant that this is what
What I want you to
I
do,
want
and
to do
that's
and
what
that
you
is what
usually do.
you must follow. But I think the what a child can do is just to be,
Especially
yeah,
telling
communicate
them.
their opinions. I think that is what we work. Have you or anyone around you experienced? Okay, I think before I ask you that, have you experienced
Parental
parental where
pressure.
there's a clash? Has anyone around you experienced it before?
No, not really, but I know that a lot of people experience parental pressure, like, okay, marrying from a specific background or
Exactly.
marrying someone influential, and these are not really good. You have to allow your children to choose and to choose the kind of person they want to live with,
Mm-hmm.
not you imposing it on them that this is what you will do. That's really bad.
Yeah. Someone close to me had a similar experience. She brought a man home. Okay, this is who I want to marry. And the first question dad asked was, where is this person from? As
The
soon as they
state,
heard
I,
the
Ibadan.
state, I'm not mentioning the state. As soon as they heard the state, the father did not want to hear anything. He did not even know the guy's name. Said is a no.
Can you see?
I don't know what to say. And the funny thing is, we can say this is in this 25, in this 25th century,
21st
I mean, this modern
century.
century, it is still happening because
Of
I've had
course.
conversations with people that are saying that, oh, good dog, be or kini wa sile mi o, you must not bring someone from so place. So I think it is still rampant now. May God help us.
Amen.
So in these situations, how do you think the pressure affects the mental well-being of those that are involved?
Societal pressure can profoundly impact on mental health and well-being of the people by unrealistic expectation,
Mm,
also comparison, which can lead
true.
to stress, anxiety, and also struggling to belong. It can also it might lead to depression, and also the person might be unhappy and also won't be able to fulfill his or her needs.
I agree. That's struggling to belong. There are some people that no
Might
matter what their parents say, they want to do it.
be able to meet social
Yeah,
standards.
they want to, okay, I want to please my parent, I want to do it because this is what people around me are also doing.
Exactly.
Things that they personally want to do, they'll not be able to voice it out. So I think, yeah, that's very accurate. When you want to follow parental expectations, it's your own personal needs are going to suffer
Yes,
because sometimes you cannot do it on your own. Your parents will be the ones to pay for career paths, for instance. Your parents will be the ones to fund most of the bills. So you end up being depressed, anxiety, you'll be unhappy generally.
of
So
course.
I agree with what you're saying.
So does being educated have anything to do with parental influence over their children's life choice?
Hmm. That's a good question. I don't think so. I think this scenario might be different, but it's still the same thing because everybody loves to be right. Let's even look at it. You want your decision to be heard. I want my decision to be heard. So whether I'm educated or not, it is still almost similar, but the scenario might just be different. So for career paths now, whether the parent is educated or uneducated, if a child say they want to go to school and study like photography, both of them will question it, like because there are other career choice that they see as big. You understand?
Yes,
So
prestigious and stable.
exactly as prestigious and stable. Thank you. Same goes for choosing a life partner. Whether when they say don't marry from this place, it's not because the parent is uneducated or not. I think it's based on experience. So I
Mm.
think education does not have to do with parental influence, but experiences. Yeah.
Mm.
So what advice can you give to parents and children that is going through these generational gaps, these clashes of life choices and basic decisions?
Okay, parents and children should see from each other's perspective, like learn hear from this person's mouth and another person's mouth, and also prioritize learning, growth, and self-development. By this, they will be able to work together and hear from each other's very well, and this will help to navigate
Life
life
choices.
choices.
Yeah, yeah, I agree. I think another thing is effective communication. No, effective communication is a two-way thing. I might be
Okay.
talking to you and you might not understand. So both parents and children should learn to listen to one another. As I'm talking to you, you're understanding. If parents, if a children, for instance, if a child, for instance, tell their parents something that is unusual, they should try to make background research. Okay, not instead of to just cancel, they should
What
okay,
the
let's
child is
see
really
if there is
talking?
potential in what this person is saying, and then offer guidance instead of control them or enforcing their own decision. They should guide them. Okay, this thing that you want to do, I've made my research, and this is the benefits, and these are the disadvantage. Are you sure this is still what you want to go through? So I think that is one way to undo these generational gaps.
Thank you for joining us on the and How Dialogue Talk Show, and I hope you guys really enjoy it. I remain your host, Rocky Bats.
And I'm Detolu. Thank you for staying till this time. Till next time, bye bye.
Bye.